Hello friends, welcome to the 2019 Cabin Fever Challenge Awards video. The Cabin Fever Challenge, what is the Cabin Fever Challenge? In a nutshell, it is a competition designed to exemplify positional shooting. And what is positional shooting? It's actually unsupported positional shooting, and that is demonstrated across 4 different shooting positions: standing, kneeling, prone, and sitting, and in that order specifically. Shooting is timed and a score is rendered. This year there were a total of 4 divisions: unlimited, vintage semi-automatic, manual repeating, and single shot. And that's a new division for this year. So without further ado, let's get to the award ceremony.
Number 4. In 4th place, we have Cora Cobbles. Cora is shooting a Soviet SKS-45 in 7.62 by 39. In total, she gets 4 hits on target in 215 seconds, with a score of 9.3. Wintertime conditions often causes havoc with eyesight. It's not something most people think about, but the bright light coming off of the snow can actually mess up your eyes. We call it snow blindness, and poor Cora is actually experiencing it here. You can see her rub her eyes quite a few times, and she mentions that she has some difficulties actually seeing the target. Even so, she manages to get about 4 shots onto her target, which is not so easy to do in these sorts of conditions. So congratulations, Cora. You did very well.
Number 3.
In 3rd place, we have West Coaster. West Coaster is shooting a Soviet SKS-45 in 7.62 by 39. He totaled a score of 28.6 and gets 6 hits on target in 105 seconds. Not all of Canada is a winter wonderland. West Coaster is on Vancouver Island, and it's almost tropical compared to Winnipeg, but then again, most places really are. Also especially featured is West Coaster's wife's yoga mat. So thank you to West Coaster's wife.
Number 2.
In 2nd place, we have Colorado Rifleman. He's shooting a German G3 rifle chambered in 7.62 by 51. In the vintage category, he gets the most hits on target at 13, and he does it in 115 seconds. He has a unique camera angle on his videos, which is pretty cool. It really does demonstrate the recoil that the shooter experiences when firing a full power cartridge like a 7.62 by 51. If you get the chance, I recommend watching his full video. He has a extremely funny transition between his G3 rifle and his FN FAL, and I laugh every time I see it. It's hilarious. But he has some pretty cool rifles. I mean, the FN FAL and the G3 are both rifles that are prohibited up here in Canada, so I am extremely jealous.
Number 1.
And in 1st place, we have Orgear. He is shooting a Soviet AK-74 rifle chambered in 5.45 by 39. He manages to get a score of 96.5, which is 11 hits in 57 seconds. Orgear embodies the spirit of Die Frauen aus der Hölle. Roughly translated into English means the women from hell. He's wearing a kilt during a pretty good snowstorm. Okay, wait, just a second. Hey, I'm recording right now. What's up? Oh, what? Really? So Orgear is a moderator and therefore he's disqualified from the match? Oh, well that's too bad. Sucks to be him.
Come on to that feeling and meet me at the queue.
And in first place, we have Rick Sawatsky. Rick is shooting a Soviet SKS 45 and 7.62 by 39 with a score of 74.3. Sawatsky manages to get 11 hits in 74 seconds. He demonstrates some really solid stripper clip reloads and smooth transitions. He experiences a slam fire during the 5 rounds in the prone position, but is unfazed and continues his run. Just goes to show that the SKS is no slouch. It is quite capable of getting lead on target in a surprisingly quick time. So congratulations to Sawatsky! You get bragging rights for 2019 plus a $50 gift certificate to Kanai Pro Gear. Very well done. I'd also like to thank everyone who got out there and did the shoot this year. It takes some big brass ones to put yourself out there on camera. You did a heck of a job, and you can be very proud of your performance. Thanks again, and see you next year.
Hey everyone, my name is Ryan with the YouTube channel Auragear, and today I am honored to announce the winners for Division 2, which is the Modern Division. I have the notes here in front of me, and really quick, I just want to start once again by thanking Rifle Chair for organizing events like this. He's run it entirely on his own in the past, and this year he brought on a couple of us, and it was really a pleasure to be involved in this process and to just help spread the good word and get people out there shooting and increasing their skills as riflemen and riflewomen. So I really want to say thank you to all the people who entered this year before we get too deep into the actual results. And I was really happy to see people from all skill levels entering. I know for a lot of people, they weren't happy with the scores that they made, so they decided to just keep it to themselves and not submit it out there for everyone. But I really admire those people who are still in those learning stages, who are willing to put themselves out there and have a public record for them to be able to look back on and measure their own progress. And this way we all get to share in their improvement as a community. And I just think that's a really, really awesome opportunity. And I thank those people who participated in that. So, with that being said, I'm not only going to be listing the top scores, I'm also going to be listing the couple of the bottom scores, as Rifle Chair did last year. If he decides to cut this out, then hey, more power to him, but I'm going to go ahead and throw those in here anyway. So at the bottom of the list, we have Katie, who did this under 3D Murray's channel, and she was running a JR carbine with a scope, which is a 9mm pistol caliber carbine. She had a score of 19.3. She actually did a really good job, all things considered. She had a couple malfunctions that she had to deal with. So even though she fired fewer rounds than total, she did attempt to fire each round, and just some of them weren't working out. So she was able to deal with that, and not to mention the snowy conditions that it looked like they had out there as well. So thanks, Katie, for entering. In second to last place, we have Chris Ellefson, who is running an AR-15 with a scope and came in with a score of 38.2. Again, really awesome seeing a lot of AR-15s out there this year. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense to me. Here in a free state and a free country where more or less all that stuff is legal and able to be gotten, so awesome to see that. And then third from last year, we have Rick Nathery. And Rick, I want to give explicit mention to you because I really appreciate that not only were you willing to submit scores, but you were one of the first people to submit scores. You were definitely the first for this category, but you also entered into a couple other divisions and had some beautiful rifles to do it. It was really awesome seeing that Springfield 03A3 that you ran, and having an American flag in the background definitely helped. As the only American moderator for the competition this year, feels good to see the United States being represented in a way such as that. So thanks again for entering your scores as well. So moving on to the top of the list here, and just FYI for people interested in where I placed roughly around the middle-ish. I did not do so hot this year, but it is what it is. In third place, we have 3D Murray, who is running a Type 81, which is a rifle that I honestly was not super familiar with, or familiar with at all before this. He came in with a total score, or total time under a minute, with a total score of 111.1. Not only did he have a beautiful rifle, he was also fully costumed out for the competition, and that was always really good to see. And he also had very good cinematography in his video. So as a fellow content creator, I have to appreciate when I see good cinematography going along with good shooting. In second place, we have the Co-Office. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, or Cofis, who is running an FAMAE SG540-1. I'm sure I butchered that because I'm not familiar with those rifles either, but again, it was an awesome opportunity to see some of the diversity of firearms out there. He ran it in 47 seconds with 11 hits for a score of 117. So again, really beautiful rifle and phenomenally fast shooting. Again, I was really impressed by what we saw there. And then in number 1, we had Alex Vogel, who came in at 146.6. One of the cool things about the video that Alex Vogel did, he ran this test with a bunch of different AR-15 style rifles and just submitted the one that he did the best with. But the first rifle he used is actually like a Stormtrooper themed rifle, at least that's what I'm going to refer to it as. And unlike actual Stormtroopers, he was actually able to hit the target pretty consistently. So props to him for that. But congratulations, Alex Vogel. You are the first place winner this year, which, as long as this stays in effect, you are going to be winning a $50 gift card to Kanai Pro Gear, who I have a bunch of their stuff, really big fan of theirs. In fact, I have my Kanai rifle bag sitting right there. So again, congratulations everyone. I do want to give honorable mention to Robert Harris, who did compete in this and actually got the best score. However, he did not abide by all the rules laid out in the Cabin Fever Challenge and never actually showed his target. And because of that, we want to make sure that people who are competing in this, and especially people who could be potentially winning a division, are following the competition rules to a T. And unfortunately for that reason, we could not include his score in this final lineup. But again, I want to thank everyone for getting out there and running through this. I know some of my subscribers got out there and did it as well, so big thanks to you guys for being willing to do that. But again, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be participating in the Cabin Fever Challenge 2019. Look forward to the next years, and I hope to see everyone on this list and more for Cabin Fever 2020.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Yendel31 here. I am the Division 3 Manual Repeated Firearms Umpire for the 2019 Cabin Fever Challenge. So with that said, we're going to get right into it in reverse order. In 7th place overall, we have Ari, shooting a 1942 Lee Enfield No. 4 Mark 1. He achieved 4 hits in 151 seconds, rendering a score of 13. I'd like to make special note of the fact he was wearing a Commonwealth uniform. That was really cool to see. And moreover, I am really jealous of the weather where he is, south of the equator. Nonetheless, a good shooting, Ari. Alright, so moving on, in 6th place overall, we have Clint shooting a Weatherby Vanguard in 30-06. He achieved 15 hits in a total of 245 seconds, which ended up with a final score of 30.6. Good job, Clint. Nice shooting. In 5th place overall was Bill, shooting a Finnish M39 chambered in 7.62 by 54R. Kind of makes me miss my my old Finnish M39 I had way back in the day. Nonetheless, he achieved 15 hits and 218 seconds, which just put him over Clint with a score of 34.4. In 4th place, we have Rick, who was shooting a Winchester M70, also chambered in 30-06. There seems to be a lot of 30-06 going around. Maybe it's a trend. I'll take note for next year. Anyway, he achieved 9 hits in 128 seconds, which rendered a score of 35. Now, there was a caveat with Rick. He did score higher. However, in the picture that he posted, there was only 9 hits. So we, as the administrative team, could only score 9. So let that be a note for everyone else, that when you post pictures or show your final target, please be sure to include all the other hits. So moving right along into 3rd place, we have a different Rick shooting a Remington 1903 A3 Springfield, chambered in 30-06 Springfield. Very nice gun. He achieved this 12 hits in 164 seconds, which rendered a final score of 36.6. Just another point too, good old Star Spangled Banner made Orgear very happy. Moving along to 2nd place, we have Kevin shooting a 1903 Springfield, not the A3 this time. He had 12 hits in 160 seconds, which had a final score of 37.5. It's a good shooting, Kevin. He's so close to winning. Honorable mentions, I would like to mention the staff. Because we are staff, we cannot place in the running for a prize. However, I still wanted to mention them. So in what would have been 3rd overall, we have Tudnam shooting a 1950 Long Branch C No. 4 Mark 1 Star. So he achieved a final score of 53, which included 13 hits in 128 seconds. In what would have been second place overall, we have Orgear shooting a 1948 Fazakely number 4 Mark 1. Before I get to a score, I just want to say, Mr. Orgear, that is a proper tactical. Good on you, sir. So, in terms of his shooting, however, he did very well with 11 hits in a total of 100 seconds, rendering a final score of 55. So, in what would have been first place overall, we have none other than our gracious host, Mr. Rifle Chair himself, shooting a Tikka CTR, chambered in .308 Winchester. He achieved 17 hits in 96 seconds overall, which rendered a final score of 89.5. So without further ado, we have first place overall going to Jason, who was shooting a Winchester Model 70, again chambered in .30-06. He achieved 12 hits in 150 seconds, which resulted in a final score of 40. So congratulations, Jason. You are the Division 3 Cabin Fever Challenge winner for 2019. One of the administrative staff, probably myself, will get a hold of you with your prize. So again, congratulations. All right, so that's it for this year. I just wanted to say a big thanks to all the shooters that submitted videos this year. I know it's not really easy putting yourself out there. However, congratulations to you all, and I hope to see you all in Cabin Fever 2020. Rifle Chair, back to you.
Okay, so here are the results for Division 4. Single shots. 1 entry by British muzzleloaders. In full Highland attire, with a Mark II Star Snyder short rifle. These are interesting rifles. I wish I had one myself. In fact, I might have to acquire one after watching this video. Used in Canada in the late 1860s to the late 1890s, with a total score of 21.9. 228 seconds, 10 hits on score, but we'll just basically round that up to a score of 22. Rob over at British Muzzleloaders has kind of showed us a lot about historical precedents, in my opinion. It's essentially a history lesson, isn't it? Full dress, Highland regiments, and he's demonstrated it here for you in this video. It's really fantastic. Many of the things to learn about the Commonwealth military history is by watching Rob at British Muzzleloaders. What was most important as it applies to equipping soldiers back in the day, kind of the ergonomics of the equipment of the day, shooting positions that were probably used in the day, and it kind of, demonstrates in many ways what was on the minds of commanders of the day. As Rob demonstrates in the prone, is that the prone position was probably not one of the shooting positions that was foremost in the minds of commanders. Very interesting. So congratulations, Rob. You'll be receiving a $50 gift certificate from Can-I Pro Gear. We'll advise you on how to collect that. I'll be in contact with you shortly. Congratulations, sir. So that's it. Closing remarks for the 2019 Cabin Fever Challenge. First of all, what I'd like to do is kind of start where we left off last year, 2018 Cabin Fever Challenge, where I made a special request. Here's that video clip now. You could help me with this competition. It's mainly about collecting and finding videos and collecting those scores and cataloging them. And I'm good at making videos, but I'm probably not so good at kind of the organizing part of it. I probably need help with that if you're able to. If anybody out there can put their hand up and say, yeah, okay, I'll help. Let me know. So what I'd like to do now is to send my sincere gratitude and thanks to Orgear, Yandel 31, and Tudenam for standing to and coming on board the Cabin Fever Challenge crew to make this whole event a much more enjoyable experience for me. Because administrating a competition of this scope and magnitude is difficult. I'm good at making videos, but I might not be so good at the admin part. They've certainly helped me out with that, and I really truly appreciate that. So this has kind of transitioned the competition, hasn't it? It's not really the Rifle Chair Cabin Fever Challenge anymore. It is our event. This, thanks to these fantastic men, we've built together a competition built by shooters for shooters. And in my opinion, the video is much more interesting to watch as well than just me spouting my lips. all of the division umpires and moderators agreed that if they won top shot in the competition, or in a division, that they would not accept a prize for it. And the consensus was that we wanted to avoid any perceived conflict of interest by the other competitors. And that really underscores kind of the character and the morality and the selflessness of these guys, because they could have walked away with a $50 gift certificate. But they wanted to ensure that, 100% transparency is that it's not about us, it's about you. And so thank you to all of them as well. Now, there are a number of special mentions that I'd like to bring to your attention. First of all, Dan Campbell, who submitted a late entry. We were not able to accept his scores because we'd already begun the video editing process for this video that you're watching now. But Dan actually shot an SKS. He's not actually counted in this in the score matrix, but he did make the effort of going out and shooting it. And he scored 4 hits in 49 seconds with a total score of 40.8. I just wanted to acknowledge him, that he made the effort to go out and do it. And that in and of itself is a victory. I'd like to also recognize Brent Frew, who is a quadriplegic shooter. And he's also my new Zen master, because having a disability such as the one that he has, he still went out and did it. Now, we modified the rules for him so that he could take part in the competition, and frankly, it's one of the funnest videos for me to watch out of all of them. And so, Brent, well done, sir. Well done. Ari Feliciano, I think it's from Italy or maybe from Greece. Sorry if I got that wrong, sir. But he wore kind of the uniform kit for the long-range desert group of World War II. And there's a number of other competitors that actually went through an extra, shall we say, coolness factor when they actually made their videos. The content creators who have gone over and above to make their videos especially interesting to watch. Another one is 3D Murray, who is also dressed in 100% Soviet attire, running a Type 81 semi-automatic rifle. I mean, thoroughly enjoyable to watch videos, you guys. You guys should, we'll post comments, post links down below. I really recommend that you go and watch them. They're a lot of fun to watch. Shooting at steel is great, isn't it? I mean, you can hear it hitting, but we really need you guys to use the targets that are provided, the official match target. It's referred to as the official match target. That's this one right here, okay? That's my target right there from when I shot the Tikka T3 CTR. So please use the provided target. It's free. All it costs you is the piece of paper to print it on. Please use the target. And this is also a learning, part of the continuous improvement process that we like to go through for this match, which is to basically ensure that you actually take a picture, or a high quality picture, and make sure it's in your video so that we can clearly see your target so it can be scored. Every single one of your submissions is timed. We time them ourselves as well, just kind of a backup to ensure that the scores are correct. I think that we owe you that as the moderators for this competition, is to ensure that the scores are correct. And so we need to see your targets, okay? So please provide them. So those are some special mentions. I would like to thank all of you for taking part in the competition. It's absolutely fantastic. Super positive attitude. Super positive attitude. Another one, for example, at British muzzleloaders wearing 19th century Highlander kit. Just the cost of putting something like that together is incredible to me. And just that super positive attitude, which I think needs to be recognized. So let's default to the spirit of the competition. The Cabin Fever Challenge is a celebration of the skills of our ancestors. The one thing we can share with them is the skill achieved through marksmanship. So thanks to all of you, every single one of you that submitted an entry for the 2019 Cabin Fever Challenge. 2020, I hope, is going to be even better. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you to all of the subscribers. Feel free to visit us on the Facebook group, Cabin Fever Challenge. And all of the moderators and umpires will be in contact with our division winners for your $50 gift certificate. Thank you, and we'll see you next year. To close out the video, we'll show you some footage of members of the Canadian Armed Forces who also shot the 2019 Cabin Fever Challenge on the range doing what they do best, in minus 40-degree weather. Hoorah! Thanks everybody, and as always, Maple Leaf up.